Okay, alright, testing. Alright, here we are. Okay. Anyways, hello everybody. And also, even if it was a live stream, then I would have been sarcastic if it was a live stream, which I mean, oof. Now, anyways, let's get right on to the video now exactly that we're gonna get to. So, as far as I'm gonna say right now, ladies and gentlemen, is also, I want to tell you is this. Also, my name is the Scorpion Hellfire King Spear Gaming, and welcome back to another brand new video. And today, everybody, on this new video that I want to talk about is about Mighty Magiswords from Cartoon Network. Now, honestly, about the beef, about the same exact beef was pretty much with Cartoon Network versus Warner Bros. Studios, which again, I have no disrespect to any both of them. I have nothing against either both sides. I'm only just saying that both sides are cool. They're just both amazing, and they just pretty much like bring out the best things into him. Bring the best shows into it. Which, again, in theory, I can just say right now is that about for Cartoon Network has a lot of good beef, and pretty much so is Warner Bros. Studios. Now, honestly, about that we're gonna get to Mighty Magiswords, since of course that Warner Bros. Studios immediately took down Cartoon Network's other pretty much other shows, which exactly went pretty much a little bit down on history for a little bit like a museum for Cartoon Network. But again, have no beef against either both sides. Just have no beef against it. So just saying that both of those shows are super rad to watch. Now, I'm gonna say is that well, just to be clarified, just to say is this. Well, Mighty Magiswords was the best show yet again to watch. And I mean, as it was already coming around during like 2015 or 14, that the episodes and show was already in premiere in the air, which I have to say that the show was just spectacular and just so amazing that I do find the show very amazing, and I do love the way how it was called Mighty Magiswords. Seriously, Mighty Magiswords is just the best show I ever had yet seen. Now, honestly, why was it the best? Okay, why is it the best show I ever had watched? Well, so far, why would I say that is the only thing why I did say that about Mighty Magiswords is because about Mighty Magiswords has like the swords. The swords that goes like saying is pretty much with magical stuff with the swords that pretty much goes like popping out like exactly going like that by saying is pretty much like anything that goes out for a mighty magic sword that pretty much goes like for saying is waffles magic sword, and then pretty much goes like for anything like food, hammering, and also strategies and other attacks abilities to go after and catch the criminals and bad guys, and also go on missions, and then pretty much defeat which way exactly for different other parts. Which I would say again that again about the heroes and villains part on more like on that show is just spectacular, amazing, and I do love the way how they talk a bit more fast. It's just kind of funny. Which I mean, I know that people wouldn't be interested by a person that goes a super fast talker. Which sometimes, if it was really sort of like an emanation, or sometimes correct me if I'm wrong, if I actually do misspelled the word with the capital A exactly, which exactly that point is because because the more likely the artwork is just always pretty well, absolutely spectacular, and also the shorts of Mighty Magic Swords is also quite funny. Not gonna lie, it's absolutely quietly funny to be actually watching those every other time. Whenever that's always in the shorts, exactly into the Mighty Magic Swords, and also whenever it was to the original Mighty Magic Swords, it gets pretty much pretty good if it was always a lot longer, which it already still did, in a very great, actually, man of a good loophole, and actually done a very great job on that. Which I do say to most likely for the voices on the cast members are just so good. Which I mean, not gonna lie, I just love how Papyrus just like, pretty much. I'm not talking about from Undertale. I'm only talking about like Pahias. More likely says the one that said was the word goat, which he said was goat, 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 which he kept saying goat every other time in the mountain, which was always hilarious on every other part. Like, he said the word goat for a few times after when the goat was actually just going to, like, make him scream off the. Like, going to make him scream off the mountains. Like, just make him scream off the mountains. Like, oh my god, dude, that is actually priceless gold. Like, seriously, dude, you cannot be real with me right there. That is actually kind of a quite funny pun every other time. Like, sometimes if things are a bit more random, and things can be a bit more random if it has ever wanted to be random, which I mean, quietly to say again, I actually will say on its best interest in best ways of performances that I do say how incredible it does. It absolutely does an amazing job for it, as how Mighty Magiswords done very well over the years. Since of course with Cartoon Network and Warner Bros. Actually got into an argument, and they pretty much was going to go for like an all-out beef. Which again, I have no disrespect in either or both of them. I'm only just saying that both of them are just very amazing for the last time. Which, if some people aren't going to catch that every other time, well, then just listen to what I just said from the beginning, because I have nothing on either side to fight over against. Which I mean, again, I still like Cartoon Network and Warner Bros, but they're still pretty good. But I do say that whatever I didn't like though every other time was just them beefing. Just beefing with each other by actually going back and forth by pretty much having an all-out different reason for a different reason. Pretty much with the dude to the note of fact that was talking about like some game was actually around or whatever that didn't have that had to just deal with, which we don't quite know how that actually started. But again, I actually would prefer to see how most of that still goes around. And then, as again, I would still make my opinions, trying to actually talk about most of the shows of either Cartoon Network or whatever. Most shows were pretty impressive, either in Cartoon Network, which I still have to say that it still did great. It did actually done great and very well performanced, which I'm gonna say is not quite gonna lie, but I'm just saying that it's just pretty amazing. Now, honestly, about the characters, about Mighty Magiswords, well, as for Which Way, I do have to say that Which Way was actually quietly a bit more impressive to say is not gonna lie, but Which Way was always a bit of an interesting name by an interesting take, and I do like the way how every other time that they always go like, wah, or pretty much with that emanation noise each other time, which seriously, I just love the way how it just kind of actually does that every time. Pretty much it makes it too hilarious for me to laugh that show off my ass. Which I absolutely like it. Which seriously, yo, I actually just like how the show just gets so amazing. That just gets very amazing. And as I have to say for Vamber, well, she was doing pretty well on the show. I have to say that Vamber was doing pretty well by actually got to say it's just kind of funny how I see her, how she says like, going like, "Awk," which I mean, I don't know how to do her voice exactly, of course, which I mean, she always goes with that awk noise every other time when it's always somewhere else to be that hilarious. And I do say that sometimes they always have like a good bonding ways how to actually pretty much solve different good things exactly to win in the end and absolutely kick butt every other time. Which I do say it's actually always the best way how heroes and villains always fight every other day and every other time. Which again, it already still ended during like 2009, 2018 or 19 after when the show was actually done, which it still stayed around pretty much as it's almost like a museum, but unfortunately it still just stayed like that in every other turn, which always kind of did. But until then, after like 2022 or 23, which we don't quite know how that all started, or was that 2021, which that's a good answer to actually explain. So, honestly, I do have to say most likely the background is just amazing to see, which every other time was just the background. Each other time, whenever I was watching that show, man, did not just ever get a kick on that show each other time. And also, what was actually quite more funny is that my dad always just, like, he's going to be like, he was going to see this thing, this, all saying, oh, heck no, I'm out of here. Bro, I mean, imagine if sometimes you troll somebody and they get to leave like 2 or 3 seconds away, anyways. Which I'm actually quite laughing again, which I actually do say is that more of the laughing is the best medicine. Which I mean, I do get that reference from Spy from Team Fortress 2. He always said was that thing was, "You're right, laughing is the best medicine." Which again, that's actually funny, which I do say I do love that credit from it, which I'd say again, it's just spectacular. Boom! Like that. So, honestly, I just have to say is that, well, even though, again, I'm actually quite funny with making those sound effects, which seriously though, I'm actually a straight funny guy, which sometimes I'm always a bit be but sometimes I just don't like to be like a little bit pushed around for some other times, which we're not going to get into it. So as far as I'm going to say, that well, Mighty Magiswords I give is like 10 out of 10. Even though if people would say is, oh, Mighty Magiswords is for children. Dude, we already know what it always is about. Sometimes people could watch that too, you know. Like it's adults or even teens or even kids actually watch that show. Which clearly that's all I'm just trying to say. But, you know, just trying to say that if haters are going to be haters, then just actually, again, that's actually just total BS. Which I'm just saying that is an only reason for it. Which, again, I'm not trying to be against it or anything. But anyways, as I'm saying this for right now, as I hope you guys enjoy the video, give this one a like and comment, spread the bell to be notified, and as it's going to be said here and now, that Mighty Magiswords is a ding 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 dong, which was amazing as heck as always, and even heck, Mighty Magiswords was doing even to school, which I mean, seriously, Mighty Magiswords for school, which seriously though, that actually was the best thing I could also see as well about pretty much like saying was bug geek. And then as for the bug geek was going to get right in there, and then the teacher just had to swipe and get that mighty magic sword and put it in there. But seriously, I quite laughed every time when the teacher said was pretty much I don't know how to do most of the characters' voices, but I'm sometimes going to give a bit of a random try by doing that. But anyway, and then Papyrus said was, "Oh come on, what did I do wrong?" I mean, pretty much after when he said was, "You gotta learn to play the rules when you get them in there, son." And then pretty much saying was, "Ah, I should even know what I'm supposed to do." Ugh, or pretty much say was fuss. You know, that was supposed to be actually somewhere else, I would say, but you know, sometimes I may not be doing the best impressions of Mighty Magisword, but I just say I'm giving it a little bit of a random ways. I might guess it. So, honestly, as from another one that was from Vanbrugh exactly, whatever pretty much that was also going on there too, was that pretty much whenever the teacher called was in Bug Geek, and then whenever Bug Geek came in here, and then just came and swoop it coming right over here, and just try to take her sword and put it in Bug Geek. After when he was going to run off and just go out anywhere. Which, I mean, after the last other words again that the teacher still said too, just say was, you gotta learn the rules when you play the Get In Them Girl. And pretty much when she was like, I couldn't figure out that one's gonna go, ugh. Which, yeah, that there was actually quite hilarious and also heinously hilarious. Which, seriously though, even if sometimes there can't be a good old word to say was the good old heinous joke. So anyway, that's all I could just say for now, but I'd say again about pretty much most of the characters that were pretty much well goats. Well done of a goat, as I could say that, which more likely other gamers can still say that every time to say is that's totally the goat, which more likely it's a gamer word, so exactly what I can always just say. But anyway, as I could say from more likely Witchy Simone, well, she was always pretty good in most other ways as possible by doing her potions and always doing like most of that every other time. But whenever Papyrus just said the last hilarious words I laughed to say was pretty much saying was, "Hey squirt," and then she said was, "That's not my name." Oh yeah, and that one I believe it's just total funny and hilarious on that note. Oh, whenever Papyrus said that, whenever Pirate, pretty much whenever he said was saying was squirt, it made me laugh out of my chair, which I still seriously just couldn't get over that laugh. Which I mean, yo, that one was actually funny. Which quietly gonna say is not gonna lie, but it was still funny, and most other times whenever Mighty Magiswords was still continuing along the air, and after when the show was already done, that, pretty much it was after done, like 2018 to 2019, after when that's already done, I mean, considering the fact that, that Mighty Magiswords was still remains amazing as always, which I have to say, it still remains 10 out of 10, so, Anyway, I think it was pretty much longer I could expect to say, but anyway, let's just pretty much get this right over with. Is also, my name is the Scorpion Hellfire King Spear Gaming. And with all that being said, is be sure to give this video a like and comment, subscribe to the bell to be notified, and if you have any questions, then be sure, like I still said yet again as always, is give this video a like and comment, subscribe to the bell to be notified, and with all that being said, my name is the Scorpion Hellfire Spear Gaming. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, like I said again, is like, comment, subscribe to the bell to be notified, so that way that you won't miss a single video that comes onto the channel like always. Thank you, and I wish you all the best amount of times to say amount of best luck. Thank you guys for watching, and with that being said, we'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye bye, everyone. See you guys next time.